when they have had some early success, they go out and they want to replicate that success in newer markets. They want to replicate that success in newer segments, and they begin to look for staging points. And today in our panel, we will talk about how non-traditional staging points are things that you should focus on. And we have on our panel people who will speak about why Canada can be a very effective staging point for emerging companies, especially emerging companies based out of India. Why Australia and how Australia can be a very effective staging point if you are in a market expansion mode and you're looking to enter large parts of Asia. But we also in our panel will discuss today how you can look at this mega trend of modular value chains. And you can look at partnering being an enabler to even get started. There it's not a question of staging point for expansion. If you are a small legal outsourcing firm, or better still, if you take an example, of a company that is one of the finalists in the Nasscom Innovation Awards, Kale Consultants, if you are doing revenue accounting for an airline, then you need to find software, you need to find the right process, and of course you need to find the right people, and you're going to take this over for the airline on a turnkey basis. And then unless you can partner to get all these pieces in place, you are not even in business on day one. So partnering for those kind of service players who are chasing value chain modularization opportunities is not later in the evolution of the firm. It's very early in the evolution of the firm. It's at the start of the evolution of the firm itself. And we will have two of our panelists talk a little bit about that today. And so I hope this panel is going to be very interesting for all of you. The way we have set this up is that each of the panelists will talk for about 10 minutes, and that leaves about 25 minutes for question and answer. And the idea of having this format is to keep it very, very interactive. And if you're not going to ask questions, then you know what? I'm going to point to somebody and force you to ask questions. All right, I'm joking, right? So with that, let me hand it over to our first panelists. I'm going to introduce them as they come up on stage. The first panelist that we have coming on is Paul Kent. Paul is the Chief Operating Officer of XWave. Now, XWave is a significant IT services player in Canada. He'll tell you a little more about them. He has tremendous experience in the IT services industry. He was with the strategic consulting wing of Jiu-Jitsu earlier. He also represents the IT Industry Association of Canada. So he has a broader perspective, not just the XWave perspective, but the whole Canadian perspective. It will be a fascinating talk from this side. So with that, let me hand it over to Paul.